They are graceful, ornate creatures, blessed with flamboyant drape-like fins and striking stripes. These majestic members of the scorpionfish family are called lionfish, or pterois. Members of the tribe Pterorini, of the family Scorpionidae, order Scorpiiformis, from the class Actinopterici, phylum Chordata, and kingdom Animalia. But you probably already know all of that. Amongst other cute nicknames like butterfly cod, tasty fish, or turkey fish, one might also call them dicks. Not slippery dicks, that's another fish. They are dicks because these Indo-Pacific natives messed with the ecosystem of the West Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Mediterranean big time. It is believed that a single lionfish on a coral reef can reduce the recruitment of native fish by 79%. How is that possible? Well, lionfish aren't exactly picky. They'll eat just about anything that can fit into their mouths. And their stomach can expand up to 30 times. They will even eat much appreciated cleaner fish and shrimps that keep the other reef fish healthy. Isn't that a dick move? Here is what can be found in a lionfish stomach. Imagine that all of those bebés should be alive if it wasn't for the lionfish. Just kidding. They might as well be dead, but in another fishy's belly. And that is exactly the problem. Lionfish prey on other predators' meals, creating an imbalance in the ecosystem. As the food of the snappers, groupers, and other important species decreases, they cannot thrive anymore. This new stressor adds to overfishing, pollution, and climate change. So yeah, good job, lionfish. And humans. Indeed, the reason why lionfish became invasive in the first place is most likely due to humans. Being so beautiful, this species is a star in the aquarium trade. One hypothesis is that few of them might have been released in the water. Another is that a few specimens got trapped into boat ballasts and traveled that way. Maybe both theories are true, but genetics tests do show that there weren't many specimens in the first place. Kinda like Adam and Eve and their many offspring. But that's a controversial story for another time. Anyways, lionfish, just like corkscrews, spread like a plague. They multiply fast because they become adults very quickly. From the age of 1, the females can spawn every 3 to 5 days. They will lay about 2 million eggs in a year. Even Christians don't want that many kids. Those eggs will start as plankton, vulnerable to being eaten, you might think. Although these larvae do get a head start since the egg sac contains a noxious chemical that makes it much less appreciated as a snack. These eggs will then easily drift with the current, populating more and more areas. And then, as they make it to adulthood, they do not have any natural predators in their new habitats. In addition to that, as lionfish were relatively new to the ecosystem, their prey did not recognize them as predators in the beginning. Not to mention, lionfish can go up to 3 months without eating. They are also resistant to a wide range of temperatures. They will only stop eating around 16 degrees Celsius and they will die at 10 degrees. Experiments have shown that lionfish survive up to a temperature higher than 36 degrees. Their adaptable nature means that they can populate shallow areas as well as the deep sea below 200 meters. As we have understood, lionfish are an important threat to the reef. But how does that affect me, might you ask? Indeed, human beings do need to feel concerned in order to care. Well, rest assured. The invasion of lionfish has more than one negative consequence. If you're an avid snorkeler, for instance, know that this show-off of a fish can sting you pretty bad with one of their 18 venomous spines. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. If you are one of the 39 million people who work in the fishing industry, lionfish threaten your job by making it harder and harder for big eatable fish to thrive. Oh, you're a vegan and you can't be bothered? Well, tourism is affected by the reduction of marine life that attracts divers and snorkelers. But maybe you don't travel either. Well, by decreasing the number of herbivorous fish on the reef, lionfish cause algae to increase. This phenomenon directly threatens the coral by depriving it from its necessary oxygen. And coral destruction means fish reduction, or even extinction. This is not a happy rhyme. Knowing that about 70% of the oxygen from our lovely planet comes from the ocean, we do not want to mess with the marine ecosystem. Although humans will probably take care of the end of the world faster than lionfish, some people have taken action to control the invasion. In a heroic attempt to save the reef, and not to quench their bloodthirst in a politically correct way, divers have started to hunt them. Oh, that's a potato, not a lionfish. In some places, like Utila, Honduras, derbies are organized to encourage divers to get their license to spearfish and restaurants to cook lionfish. On the island, prizes are given even for the smallest fish caught, and also for the specimen with the largest gonads. And trust me, females always win. Although no one yet has thought about spreading a rumor that this species might have aphrodisiac properties, much more than shark fins, one must know that lionfish are, for real, very delicious. They taste similar to hogfish or snappers. And not only is it one of the most sustainable fish to eat, it is also higher in omega-3 and less fatty than the average food fish. Making a good deed never felt better. So feel free to check and share our recipe suggestions in the description below and knock yourself out with lionfish.